everyone. Today I wanted to show y'all how I do coiled wire, like used here. Now I'm not going to be going over how to do the sculpting, but just how to do the coiled base. This is a really useful and versatile beginner's technique. You can cut the wire off of the spool, but I'm going to go ahead and just leave it attached today. No, I think I am going to snip it off just for convenience sake. And I'm just going to make a short little link here. Now this one, I'm using 18 gauge parawire as the base, and I'm doing my wrapping with 26 gauge parawire. Wrapping can also be done with 24 gauge or like 28 or 30. I personally like 26 gauge because it's, petite enough that it gives a really nice depth and intricacy, but it's thick enough that it, goes by relatively quickly without, like, butchering my fingernails. Like, you can kind of see this groove I've got in my thumbnail there from, like, pushing on the wire. So, to start, I'm just going to lay the tail of the wire like this and grip it with my fingers and just start wrapping. Like that. And you can see it's not exactly spaced perfectly. This is where my thumbnail groove comes in. I actually just kind of smush them down together. And with this bit of tail here, I'm just going to wrap that around because, working with enameled copper, my price per centimeter is nominal, but there's no sense in being wasteful. I'm going to use some bent nose pliers here to grip, because I want to tuck this tail in. So I'm going to grip and just kind of twist and smush it down flush against the core wire. And then again, I'm going to use my thumbnails to kind of smush everything together. And you can use your pliers to tighten everything up, kind of, cinch it down. And then also, if you want to give your fingers a little bit of a break, you can grip the wire with your pliers like this. And just continue coiling around. Now the more you do this, the better you'll get at it. And then you can start to pick up in speed. And if your spacing is a little inconsistent, don't hesitate to smush that right back down and it gets it all nice and even. Now you want to avoid kind of backtracking on yourself like that. If that happens, just carefully uncoil a few times and come through and straighten that wire out just a little bit, get the kinks out of it, and then keep going. Now also, I wanted to demonstrate for y'all how I splice in, like if I run out of wrapping wire, how I splice in another piece. So let me weave just a little bit more, give us a little bit more material to work with here. And so let's say we've run out. You'll want to smush that bit of wire down to your base wire so that it's not going to catch on your skin, or if you're wearing like a knitted top or something. Yeah, that's good. Stop boinging. And so from here, what I do is I go in with my thumbnails and I just open that wire up just a bit, like that. I'm going to pull off a little bit more wire to wrap with. And then from here, I'm going to lay my new wire in with my old wire and just start wrapping kind of to where it falls in between. If we can get the camera to focus a bit. In between the existing wires. and I'm going to demonstrate here momentarily as soon as I get this wrapped around why I do this instead of just butting the wire ends up against each other. And so from there, with this little bit of tail that's still hanging around, I'm just going to wrap it with my fingers, being careful that it does fall in between the existing wires. I'm going to use my pliers to smush that tail down. And don't ever hesitate to unwrap and rewrap. You know, if you feel like it's not as perfect as you'd like it to be, go back and redo it. There's no harm in that. So I still got that little bit of a space there, so I'm just going to smush everything down. Still a little bit of a snag. There we go, nice and smooth. And so that really helps with the transition. There's still a little bit of awkward spacing there. But, and ideally you won't have to splice in new lengths of wire. But, you know, not everything works out the way that we plan, so it's good to have a way of dealing with it. Just gonna butt down that extra bit. And now I'm gonna demonstrate if we were to just add another length of wire. Here we've got a nice little section. And also don't be discouraged if you don't have like the speed that you feel like you'd like to have. That will come with time. I personally have been wire wrapping professionally for 8 years, so I do an awful lot of wire wrapping. So I wasn't always this quick and efficient about it, though, if you can call this quick and efficient. Okay, so we've gotten that end smushed down, trimmed up, smushed down again. And so now from here you can see if I were to smush it all together, well, right now it's making a pretty decent, that's the wrong pliers. Well, right now it's making a pretty decent connection. If I take this and start to wrap around something, I'm a lot more likely to experience a separation. Whereas over here, where I spliced it in, it hasn't separated it out. Whereas this will still kind of separate and wiggle. Down here, I've got, since it's interwoven with itself, it's very stable. So that's my reasoning behind doing that. Which, you know, if you had it butted up enough, you wouldn't have to worry about it as much. But just in the sculpting, especially whenever you're working on something that's quite intricate, the last thing you want is some weird splitting going on. But yeah, so this was just a quick little tutorial to show you all this foundation technique that you can then take and incorporate in your designs however you feel inspired to. If you found it helpful, please, you know, like, share, comment, all that stuff. Please subscribe so you can stay up to date with all the different tutorials I've been doing. Also, if you would like a chance to win a one-of-a-kind hand-sculpted fairy house, or as I like to call them, the homes for the gnomeless, there's a link down in the comment area where you can become a patron on Patreon. For just $1 a month, you put your name in the hat to win a very cute hand-sculpted, you know, gnome house. This one, at time of recording, is November, so this is the giveaway prize for the month of November in 2016. But I'm constantly posting, you know, whenever I get a new one sculpted, I'm always posting how it's made and everything, so you can check that out. And thank y'all for watching through this video with me. I hope it's been helpful. I hope y'all have a fantastic day, and I'll see y'all around. Bye.